So will you show me or tell me step by step what to do? Because I'm not much of a baker and I don't bake often and I don't cook often, but I'm really excited because this apron is giving me confidence.
It is a magic apron. It's a magic apron that will help everybody create poetry in their own kitchens.
The thought of baking and cooking for me, because I've never found it really enjoyable like some people do. It makes me tired and it's exhausting. It's like a chore for me. It's not really that enjoyable.
Well, let's change that. Let's make it full of inspiration and poetry and connection and love.
Yeah.
And you feel great afterwards. In my pan, I have about this much water. You don't need that much. And then you need a pan that will sit right on top.
I'm using a glass bowl, so we'll see how that works.
Okay, the bowls will get hot, so you'll want to have like a hot pad or a glove somewhere close to hold on to while you whisk it.
Okay.
We have our double broiler. We're going to start our water to heat up now because we want it to boil.
Okay. I'm really excited to make this.
Yay! It's so easy. Like, it's really easy, and then you'll just memorize it and be ready.
And I'll make it every day.
Every day. So I usually double my recipe because I'll make a tart with one and then we keep it in the fridge. When it's in the fridge, you can make it like we add it into waffles or put it on toast. My kids just love it. So I almost always double it. So I'm doing a double recipe. Are you doing double or single?
I'll do single.
Okay. So you want 2 eggs. So in a bowl, you're gonna break 2 eggs. And then 2 egg yolks. So it's 2 full eggs and 2 egg yolks. So I have mine here, it's a double recipe. 8 egg yolks and 4 egg whites. Just gotten used to measuring, but 150 grams of sugar is about 3/4 cup.
Okay.
Have you grated your lemons already?
No, I don't even know how to do that. I was gonna ask her.
That's okay. So I've already got everything prepared, so I can read poems while you grate.
Okay. Oh, that's beautiful. Yes, that's perfect.
Okay. So you're gonna want to take your glass bowl off your double broiler. You don't want it on there yet. It's gonna get hot. So into your glass bowl, you're gonna put your eggs.
I need to be a better listener. I'm not a great student right now.
Okay, so in your bowl, you now have 4 egg yolks and 2 egg whites, right?
Yeah.
So to that, you're gonna add, just right into your bowl, you're gonna add your sugar.
Okay.
It's 150 grams, which if you don't have a scale, is about 3/4 cup. I generally measure everything. It's not so big a deal when we make something like this, but if we make breads or cakes or things like that, the measurements can be really different, especially with flour.
150 grams?
150.
Okay. I do have a scale, so I'm gonna use it.
Okay, good for you. It's like a total game changer.
Yeah. I didn't use it for baking, but it'll come handy for baking for sure. Let's see. Okay. I used to do like bodybuilding, so I used to measure my protein.
Oh wow, little facts I didn't know about you. How much could you lift?
Oh gosh. I don't know. A lot. I was strong. That was like a couple of years ago though. 150, right? Yeah.
Yep, 150.
All right, 150 exactly. So
Okay.
dump that in my bowl.
Yep, just dump it right in your bowl. Now we're gonna add your lemon zest. So you want the lemon zest of about 3 lemons or so.
Okay.
I'm using lemons and oranges, and I'm using lemon and orange juice, but
Oh.
you're using lemon. So you're just gonna zest it, and all this is gonna get strained out, so it doesn't have to be pretty. I used just a regular old cheese grater.
Okay.
And a lot of times if you're baking, you use the smaller side of your cheese grater, but honestly for this, because it's all gonna get strained out anyways, I generally use the bigger side because it goes faster.
Okay, so I have a cheese grater and I'm gonna grate some skins here.
Yep, so you're gonna grate 3-ish lemons. While you grate, would you like me to read you a poem?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna add my lemon curd. Is you can actually add in lots of different flavors. So when you get your basic master lemon curd down, you can add in basil or lavender, any kind of flavors you want. So I'm actually experimenting today. I've never made it before, but I had a request from a friend for a cranberry curd tart, and I know that you can find them online, but I kind of like to experiment and make them up. So mine is an experiment today. So I'm adding orange and lemon, and then I'm gonna add some cranberries to mine. But while you're zesting away, I'm gonna read you one of my favorite lemon poems. So this is a poem by Pablo Neruda, one of my favorites. So this poem is called A Lemon Poem. It should inspire you while you're zesting and making your lemon curd. Out of lemon flowers loosed on the moonlight, love's lashed and insatiable essences sodden with fragrance, the lemon tree's yellow emerges, the lemons move down from the tree's planetarium. Delicate merchandise, the harbors are big with it, bazaars for the light and the barbarous gold. We open the halves of a miracle, and a clotting of acids brims into the starry divisions. Creations, original juices, irreducible, changeless, alive. So for the freshness lives on in a lemon. In the sweet-smelling house of the rind, the proportions arcane and a curb. Cutting the lemon, the knife leaves a little cathedral, alcoves unguessed by the eye that open acidulous glass to the light, topazes writing the droplets, altars aromatic facades. So while the hand holds the cut of the lemon, half a world on a trencher, the gold of the universe wells to your touch, a cup yellow with miracles, a breast and a nipple perfuming the earth, a flashing made fruitage, the diminutive fire of a planet.
Oh, that was
amazing.
That was amazing to listen to that and smell this lemon.
I know. So perfect, right? Oh, I really like the grater, how it has the container right outside. Awesome.
Yeah. That was amazing.
I have a couple others, but we'll wait till the next stages.
Okay. That was a really incredible experience to be doing this, smelling this while hearing that beautiful poem.
Perfect, right? I love Pablo Neruda so much. I lived in Chile for a while and just fell in love with his poetry and like followed him all around the country. Not literally, obviously, but his poetry all around the country.
That's okay. So I dumped this in the bowl too.
Yep. Do you have all of it? You have?
Oh, yeah. It's
for 3 lemons worth?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. You are fast. We have our eggs, our sugar, our zest. You're gonna add a little swish of vanilla. You can do vanilla or not. And I am notorious for just pouring some in, not really measuring. I'm gonna put some cranberries in mine for my experiment.
Oh, that's gonna be so good. I'm happy we're doing different ones. I'm really excited to see how yours turns out.
I know, since this is your first time making lemon curd, I thought I would do a first time also. And then cream. So the thing about cream is you can make this without cream altogether if you want. The more cream you add, the creamier it will be, obviously.
Okay.
So I generally add about between 2 and 4 tablespoons. My family likes it on the creamy side. So for one batch like you're doing, you could do 3 or 4. If you want it less creamy and more like clear and bright kind of tasting, then you would want to leave it out. Or if you have somebody that's dairy free. There's butter in it, but some people can have butter and not milk. Add about 6 tablespoons to mine because I'm doubling it.
I'm gonna do 3 and see how that goes.
Okay.
I love heavy cream. That's what
Me too.
I'm so excited. This is so fun. This is such a great idea.
So that's it. So you have your eggs, butter, zest. Oh, lemon juice. You have to add the lemon juice.
I didn't add my butter. So this has been sitting out at room temperature, so I just chop it up and throw it in the bowl?
No, we're not adding the butter until after it cooks.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I have my butter cubed.
Okay.
Nice and cubed.
Okay.
So you need 1 stick of butter.
Okay.
It's about 115 grams. I have 2 sticks for mine because I'm doubling. And you can just chop that up and set it aside. While you're chopping, I can read another lemon. Okay, so this poem is by Luke Allen, and it's called Lemon Ode. And I'm gonna hold it up to the screen because it's actually in the shape of a lemon. Oh my gosh, do you see that? It's the very sweetest.
That is so cute.
Yeah, so Lemon Ode by Luke Allen. This is how yellow feels between your fingertips, like hard raindrop or a soft star, like a stone with its moss on the inside, throbbing, silent, actual. If thoughts are the eroticization of consciousness, then lemons are the eroticization of sunlight. Their pips scour the dark like owls. Ugh. That line, lemons are the eroticization of sunlight. Oh my gosh. I love it so much.
Yeah, and just the colors and the visuals and yeah, that's beautiful.
Okay, you got your butter chopped and just set it aside. We will need it after. Okay, so now you need to juice your lemon. So you can use the lemons that you peeled already. You're gonna need about 3 lemons worth of lemon juice. So you just cut it in half. I used a little lemon juicer, but to be honest, because we're straining, it doesn't really matter if seeds get in there. So you can just squeeze it right into your bowl.
Okay. That's nice. You don't have to worry about the seeds.
Yeah, because we're straining them out. And then you're just gonna mix that right into your bowl. And that is all of our ingredients. I love this recipe, lemon curd, because it's so simple. And once you learn how to make it, it's pretty flexible. If you want it to be a little stiffer or have more structure, you can also add some cream of tartar. We're not adding that this time, but we definitely could. Super easy. You just add it right into the mix.
Okay.
That will help it like firm up if you're doing certain kind of tarts or whatever. But honestly, like I think this one firms up really nicely in the fridge and is great for lemon tarts as it is. It's a little on the soft side as it is without the cream of tartar, but my family really likes it this way. So
I have to say I really love this apron because I'm a very messy cook when I do cook, and I love just being able to wipe on it. So I'll be washing it often.
I also just noticed that these pockets are like tapered down. They're angled down a little bit, so it like hits along my waist really nicely. Feels good.
Yeah, and I'm 5 feet tall, so it still fits me really well because I can pull it up high on the neck part, which is nice.
Super adjustable, which is lovely. A little bit tighter even. You just untie it and tie it back up.
Yeah, it's very comfortable. It's a really nice material too.
Yeah, I really like the material also.
Okay, there's 3 lemons worth of juice.
All right. Now we start your water should be boiling. Is your water boiling on your double broiler?
It was boiling too much, so I took it off, but it will take like a minute to start boiling again.
Okay, you can just set your bowl right on top.
Okay.
if you have a wooden spoon handy, it's nice for the test. So during this part, we're gonna put it right on the double broiler and then pretty much just whisk the entire time. Because you don't want to have scrambled eggs. So that's why we have the double broiler. So the double broiler helps it heat up really softly so that you don't have scrambled eggs, because that's really gross. And you wanna keep whisking, and you're just gonna whisk and whisk and whisk. And the lovely thing about this is it will tell you when it's done. Some people use, if you wanna be super fussy and fancy, you can use a candy thermometer to tell you when it's reached the right temperature. But honestly, like, I never do that.
Yeah.
Because basically what you're looking for is it just to thicken up. So while that is heating up, I can read one more poem. Do you have any poems you want to read?
I don't have any prepared.
Okay. So this is a poem that we actually worked on together. And actually we started to work on it together, and then I took over like a mad, crazy woman in the middle of the night and finished it.
And I'm so happy that you did, because it's beautiful.
So I can share that one.
Okay. I would love to hear you read that one for sure.
Okay. So I'm gonna read and whisk at the same time. And also, I've never made this with cranberries, and the cranberries are in my whisk.
Oh no.
All right. We didn't give this one a title, so maybe we can come up with a title after I read it. And then we also have another one that you and I started together that we haven't worked on yet.
Yeah, that other lemon one, I think it's like I added another
Stanza.
I added another stanza to it, and I think it's like we can read what we have so far and see if we want to add to it or if we like it how it is.
Okay, yeah. So we're thinking about a title for this one. Once I looked for you in my citrus-colored dream, a solitary wandering through barren, musing deserts, wandering aimless, seeking brighter pleasures, parched lips desperate for relief from a tender kiss, a burning touch. But alas, I walked alone, with only stars to light my way. Once I followed you into your dream, where I watched you from behind the golden forsythia while you meandered slowly here and there, chimera light emanating from your gilded seeking eyes. I caught my breath, a saffron balloon in my hands before it set aloft. Could it be? Were you looking for me? Once I danced with you into our dream, where we skipped with bare feet atop rippled dunes of lemon zest sand and sipped sweet nectar poured by Suna, golden goddess from above, while her amber sundrops kissed our cheeks, and she held our hearts in her lemon hands while we fell in love.
I love that one. It's just so sweet and goes along perfect with what we're doing right now.
I feel like a title like Lemon Dream is just too obvious.
Yeah.
It's the hardest time with titles. I almost never title my poems, and I feel like when I do, it always makes them better. Like it adds a depth to it or something. But I find it very hard. How do you title your poems?
So I usually have the title in the beginning before I even write the rest of it. That's usually how it plays out. Or as I'm writing it and I get to the very end, that's when the inspiration hits for a title. So it's either to begin with or I find it while I'm writing it. And it usually just hits me, just in some process or another, it just hits me and I'm like, that's perfect.
So my cranberries are not bursting, which I thought they would. I'm going to see if I can squish them down. This might be a thing where maybe reading recipes, like sometimes reading recipes is good for me. This may not be much of a cranberry curd if my cranberries don't burst.
It's an experiment.
It is an experiment. So if you dip a wooden spoon, you can start to see how it coats the spoon. We're getting really close. And when you're stirring, can you start to see like swirls when you stir?
Yes.
You can really see it thickening up so nicely.
Yes.
I really like to add basil.
Oh, that sounds.
Which is really interesting to make a really simple lemon tart, but have a kind of surprising flavor in the lemon basil. I feel like lavender isn't quite as surprising as basil.
Yeah, basil. That sounds very interesting.
Yeah, it has this really nice, sweet, but like green taste to it that I think is really lovely with the lemon. So mine's really thickening up nicely. How is yours doing?
It's getting there.
So this is totally my process. You're getting an insider view because sometimes I will experiment and make something up and it doesn't come out right at all. And then I go Google recipes and see what other people do. Realize the error of my ways.
That's a great way to learn. Like,
yeah, I really like just experimenting first. Starting to get a little bit pink in my bowl.
oh no.
One of the things that I think people are afraid of in the kitchen and also in poetry, like I've noticed, especially writing poetry with my kids, is they feel like if they don't know how to write the perfect poem, then they can't start it. And I feel like people feel that way about baking, that you can't mess up, that it's, you know, it has to come out perfect. And if you don't know how to make it come out perfect, then you're not a baker. And really, I feel like poetry and baking are both just like total experiments, right? Like you're just throwing stuff together and seeing what comes out. And sometimes it's awful and you throw it away. And sometimes it's like pure magic. Mine is turning a color of pink.
So do you come up with your poems with your baking as you're baking, or after you've baked? Do those processes kind of go hand in hand with writing the poetry?
Yeah, it kind of depends. Sometimes I bake, finish it, take a photo, and then it's actually the photo that I get the inspiration from.
The photos are beautiful.
Oh, thank you. So mine's actually done, but my lemon curd part is done.
So mine's starting to thicken now.
Oh, it is? Okay, good. So then when it's nice and thick, we're going to push it through the strainer. Your bowl might be super hot. So then we have a second bowl. And a strainer on top of it.
Okay. So this whole time I'm still thinking of a title, and I think it might hit me towards the end, but I'm thinking about it. A title to that poem.
And then I'm just gonna pour the curd right through the strainer into our bowl. Get all the deliciousness off the bowl and into your strainer.
Okay.
And I like to use a flexible rubber spatula for this part.
Okay.
You're just gonna push all your curd right through the strainer, leaving behind all the beautiful lemon zest. Oh, now mine's looking really pretty. Actually, the left behind orange, lemon, and cranberry.
Oh, that does sound nice.
Looks really pretty. I feel like I could bake this part into cookies or something.
So how long have you been baking?
Well, kind of, I mean, all my life. My family's super foodie, so we are just always cooking together, in the kitchen together. I grew up with lots of baking and lots of cooking, everything from scratch. Don't follow recipes, make it up as you go along, be brave in the kitchen. And I think that after I became a mom, I started baking more and more. Ooh, now I'm getting lots of pink color coming out. I wish that would have, I'm just wishing this into the strainer so that I can try to get some of that lovely cranberry juice into my bowl. So pretty. So my family always has these big family dinners, and especially for birthdays, we just go all out in terms of cooking for the birthday person. And I kind of over time became the person responsible for making everybody's cake. And then that just kept growing and growing into people challenging me to come up with different flavors or different recipes, unique homemade cakes. So then you should have a nice bowl full of your leftover stuff. And then you have your lovely lemon mixture in the bowl. Now, while it's still hot, we're gonna just drop in all the butter.
Okay.
And then you're gonna whisk it up. So I started just making more and more cakes and making up the recipes and getting challenged, and it kind of became a thing. But baking to the extent that I am now is really new since COVID, honestly, when it became like a kind of a family poetry baking thing that I was doing with the boys.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see your videos that you have with your boys on there, reading poetry and being a part of all of this. It's really nice and uplifting to see that. So thank you for sharing that with. Yeah, I really enjoy that.
It's so nice. I think right now, especially while like so many of us are homeschooling our kids, it's so easy to get just like bogged down with all of the like micromanaging that we have to do of our kids these days. It's a lot of micromanaging them without relief, honestly. And it can be really negative. And I find that, you know, some of those hard moments are going to stay hard. And instead of trying to not have the hard moments happen, I want to focus on bubble wrapping our relationship so that we can tolerate the hard moments a little bit more. And so by creating a family rhythm of, you know, baking together and reading poetry together and this kind of shared goal that we have, just like shared little sparkle that we can kind of find rest in, you know, and then I go back downstairs and yell at them for not doing their math.
I think that's really important. I love that you acknowledge there's going to be hard times, and it's going to be hard, and we're not going to pretend or, you know, or smile through it, pretending it's okay and it's going to be easy, but it's going to be hard and it's going to be tough, but we can do things to have some peace and enjoy each other as well. So that's really awesome. This smells so good. I'm so excited.
So it's basically done. Oh, it looks perfect. Here's
it
mine.
Smells amazing.
Not quite as pink as I want, but it is really lovely, and I can see cranberry. So now it just has to go in the fridge and chill, and the more it chills, the kind of thicker it will become.
Okay.
And again, this won't be the thickest lemon curd ever, but it should have a little bottom to it, a little structure to it, so that we could make a lemon tart or something like that. So you would put it in containers. I'm gonna grab a couple jars.
Okay. I have to say that was quite easy. And it tastes really good.
So easy. Does it taste good?
Yeah. I have some on my fingers. It smells amazing, and I didn't make a mess in my kitchen, and that was so easy. Like,
yeah, and you feel like a master chef.
Yeah, looking at this recipe or just like thinking about it, yeah, I was totally intimidated.
Yeah, lemon curd is one of those things where you feel so fancy. So then I like to put them in mason jars. Just spoon it right in.
I think it was so easy because of the apron, for sure.
It is magic. I mean,
that had a lot to do with it. And the poetry, oh, that helped too.
you can make this for gifts. You can make little mason jars full of homemade lemon curd for people for gifts. I'm going to use the one I made and make a something. I'm not quite sure what. I'm making white chocolate, cranberry curd. Yeah, some kind of like a swirl, some kind of cranberry swirl.
Oh yeah.
Do some like almost like jellied cranberries on top or something. I'm not quite sure what it's gonna come out as, but
I can definitely see already like why you're obsessed with lemon curd and making it and trying new things and
yeah. Totally. You want me to read you one more poem while you spoon yours in?
Yes, let's do that.
All right, this is one I wrote a while ago. There are days when I feel the might in my bones and my heart rages to life, heaving fiery lashes like the ocean throws waves until my breath gets tangled up in the soul of you. But not today. Today my song is soft and sweet, sighs simple and slow, winds its way through one shared buttered lemon moment, one plate between us, sugar melting into forever like the space between the inhale and the exhale. The space where I can rest my mighty bones and raging heart, the space I can share with only you.
So beautiful.
Thank you. I really love like sharing poetry and baking together, and it's such a lovely way to spend an afternoon.
This really is a great experience. It's a really fun way to listen to poetry and read it while you're making something delicious. I love so much on your page how every poem that you write goes so perfectly with what you've baked, like in such an artistic, like beautiful way that just blows my mind. That it's a talent for sure to be able to do that with food that you've baked and just bring it to life and make it so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So we're kind of done. Should we?
So,
cheers.
So how long does it? I guess maybe just a day or so, and it'll be.
Yeah, I usually make the lemon curd the day before, and then if you do a tart, you're gonna make the tart shell. Maybe we could do another one, and we can make a tart shell together. And then I usually make a tart shell, any kind you want really. Pre-bake the tart shell, pour your lemon curd in, and then bake it. And when you bake the lemon curd, even though it's already cooked, when you bake it, it will like firm up a little bit more also.
Nice.
Yeah, and then you have a tart. Or you can just eat it with a spoon.
I'm excited to give it a try.
Yeah.
It smells so good. I think I like the creamier tart than not creamy, so I like that a lot.
Awesome.
It was easy and it was so much fun like doing it with you. Like I wouldn't have enjoyed doing that by myself.
Yay, I'm so glad.
So I printed off the other poem.
Okay, you want to read it?
Okay. So this is one, you wrote the first stanza and I wrote the second stanza, and I think maybe it's finished at 2, but I don't know if there's anything we can add to it, but I'm stuck on it, but I'm sure you could add more to it if you're feeling creative. You're really, really good with mixing all the senses of food with emotion and love, and like you always set up the beginning so lovely to continue on, and then the beginning was an excellent setup for sharing magic lemon light, and then I just kind of have one more stanza about sharing that light with the world. I always go there.
Cliffhanger. Maybe this is the cliffhanger. Maybe we can finish this poem between the two of us and then post it when we post this on our pages.
Okay.
It'll be like the little treat that you get. Yeah.
And so we'll let it chill in their refrigerator a little bit longer. And by the time the lemon curd is done, then we'll have this finished.
Yes.
And we'll have a title to the other poem too.
Perfect.
Still thinking about it. This whole experience is inspiring. So
Yay! It's so fun. I love it. I love so much for doing it with me.
yeah, I'm definitely going to be making that again for sure. That was so much fun.
Awesome.